Deltia from Deltia's Gaming here to talk class balancing in patch 1.6. Last couple days, I've actually had enough time to do some serious PvP, including a couple hours of dueling, and see kind of what's going on with each class, in particular Dragonknight. So I want to go through each class and talk about, the strengths and weaknesses and where I see them, in particular for PvP. Now you gotta realize, this is 2 days in. A lot of things are going to change, so this is kind of a newbie's perspective on things. I'm in Kardala, Kragorn, just doing a little delve diving so I can show you kind of some of these intro builds that I've came up with. The Dragonknight in particular suffers from one major flaw right now, and that is the healing debuff. The name of the game right now in this patch is being able to debuff people's healing. Now, beforehand it used to be that you could basically do this indefinitely and get someone down to like 0% healing. Well, not anymore. Now those buffs don't stack like they shouldn't, and it's too hard as a Dragonknight to get someone's health or healing debuff down. We used to rely on Fossilize and Dragonknight Standard to reduce their health regeneration and or their healing. Now, Dragonknight Standard costs 250 now. 250. It's just way too high, and plus they can dodge roll out of it. So with that being our only healing debuff, the Fossilize change, it's okay. It encases them in stones and stuns them, but there's no longer any regeneration component to this. This was an underutilized skill that I personally loved and utilized the crap out of. If you guys see my videos, I was always using Fossilize. So I don't really understand that. And the Dragonknight, we're going to have to play it differently now. Now, don't get me wrong, they're still powerful, they're still awesome, so they're still amazing, but it's just going to be a different play style now. You can't rely so heavily on your little flappers that I'm using over and over, and you can't rely so heavily on infinite blocking. With that being said, Dragonknights will still be powerful, but they're brought down to earth now, like they should have been. I think one of the big buffs is what I'm using here, that Furious Leap. That allows me to get that huge healing bubble, and it's a low-cost ultimate that does a ton of damage. So right now I have my Dragonknight set up for magic. I really think I'm going to switch him to stamina. I tried stamina last night with dual wield, and we had a lot of success, though I couldn't do the self-healing they normally could do, because you only have so much magic. But I tried a dual wield setup, I tried a two-hander setup. This was all in PvP, and I really had some good success with my dual wield, whirling blades, and then like hidden strikes for distance. Some of the other morphs that Dragoknights rely on for magic got changed. One in particular, which is Engulfing Flame, which I took this just because it's the magic one. Really do not like that change. I really do not like. Like my Shooting Star build pretty much heavily relied on that one ability to do a lot of single target damage. And with that being gone now, you're going to have to find a different way to do damage. With that being said, there's also been some good buffs. I mean, Dragonknight got a big buff to Inhale. You see me use that over and over. That thing hits like a truck now, so the combo with Inhale and Burning Talons produces a lot of damage. So boom, Talons, Inhale, get my leap on, everything dies. So that's cool. So don't get me wrong, Dragoknights are still cool, but Zos, if you're watching this, please think about reconsidering all I ask, not the Dragon Wings, not anything. Make Fossilize a healing debuff. We need some way to debuff people's healing. Otherwise, we're just going to rely on burst damage to kill anything, and we don't have a lot. We have a lot of damage over time. The burst comes from using my little take flight thing, but that's based on stamina. So unless I'm a stamina build, I'm relying on my dots, which don't hit very hard. They hit hard over time, believe me. But I don't have a Crushing Shock. I mean, I don't have a Mage's Fury, or I don't have a Source Crystal Frags. My burst, there is no burst. It's coming from damage over time, rooting people, and that sort of thing. So the Dragonknight's still tanky. I see some big nerfs into some of my builds and some big buffs. I think the Butcher will be awesome once I get it figured out if I want to go two-hander or dual wield. I think probably two-hander. At this point, maybe even doing double melee. But magic just seems like I got a big nerf for me. So this is just, like I said, a couple days in. So don't freak out. This is one person's opinion, too. But I really dislike the Fossilize change and Petrify. I relied on that to basically take targets' resources away. and limit their resource regeneration, and now it just seems like I have nothing. Because if I use standard, which basically takes once a year to get up, well, guess what? Now they just dodge roll out of it. I literally have no way to debuff people's healings. It's effective without using the sword and skill line, reverberating bash. So to be effective now, it's a lot harder. And I dueled for a couple hours. I got absolutely glorified gaming. Just like schooled me on his Sorc. Sorcs seem really strong still. In PvP, PvE they look good too, but. So I do like the Sorc changes, but for Dragoknights, I just want some type of healing debuff. If not, I'm going to have to probably play Sword and Shield and use Reverberating Bash with stamina. Otherwise, you're not going to reliably kill people single target in duels. Now, I know the game isn't about duels. It really isn't. You guys hear me say that all the time. And it's not. But at the same time, PvP has completely changed now. It's not like stack up and stack and whack and do 55 impulses. It's way more about precision targeting and calling targets and focusing one target. That's what PvP is now. And it feels like Dragoknights, I don't have that burst like a Nightblade would, unless I go bow or something. And I don't know, I like my magical base Dragonknight. So I'm going to have to switch to stamina and see if it works. Now, another thing to think about with the Dragonknight class balancing is, we still have Green Dragon's Blood, so the medium armor could be a really good positive. And it feels like the armor changes are drastic. Meaning, light armor, you really feel squishy. But you don't have the damage to go along with it. That's the problem that I don't like. Medium armor, I feel tanky, but I don't have enough self-heals, so I have to really do a lot of damage and then self-heal rarely. And you're really reliant on your alliance skill, how high it is, because if you get this ability Vigor, it's a stam heal. That's huge if you have alliance rank 10. So I don't have that yet, and it's something that would be a game changer for any stamina build to get that. So for me right now, what I like about the Dragonknight, I think it has monster AoE and dots. I just think that it needs a little tuning on small single target damage, which would be like Fossilize. Take Fossilize, it's a great stun now. Just add a little healing debuff, whether it's the minor one, 20%. Doesn't have to be 40. Just give it a little minor healing debuff. I think the Dragoknights are fine. The Leap is amazing. I love that. Reflective Scales is now, it looks cool as hell, but it's now an acceptable level. Yes, it can't reflect everything. That's ridiculous. So for the Dragoknights that reload in there, like I did day one on the BTS and just got nuked, you're going to have to learn how to play like every other class. And so that means me too. But Dragoknights are still in a good place. I just think a little more tuning would get them back to being where they need to be. And that's just one healing debuff. One healing debuff that I don't have to use a Sword and Shield for. I'd be fine. So that's my take on the Dragonknight. Alright gang, it's Deltia, and I'm on my Nightblade now, giving some opinions about the Nightblade, and what do I think of it so far. I think as far as damage goes, they may have taken a big nerf, specifically in PvE and PvP with the Veil of Blades change. For me personally, I like the Soul Tether ultimate change, and I think that's a game changer for this class. It still feels really bursty, which I like. Mass Hysteria has got a big improvement. As you can see, now I can fear them. It lowers their damage. Soul Tether. What I'm trying to say is, I like the class. I know a lot of people are freaking out about the changes, but for me, it feels like Nightblade is just as powerful, if not more, for different reasons, though. You really have to get used to using the light attacks and the new class ability, which I haven't got the hang of yet, so I'm not relying on that. But it's so fun with the shade now that it doesn't have a cost. Let's use it here. So boom, oh my god, I'm in trouble. No cost. I mean, look how cool that is. I go into a group of them, Soul Tether, I'm about to die. Nope. And now Soul Tether is like a cheap bats, if you will. And I took the crit bonus morph on the, whoa, that hit hard. I took the crit bonus on the shadowy image, still testing that. Don't know if it works fully yet. Seems to be working pretty good. And I like Invasion now. The problem with Ambush now is that Ambush is stamina based, and I know people are still using it, but I have not found it that effective. So I went with Invasion again. I really like that morph because it gives me a constant stun on my front bar. instead of ambush maybe giving me a little disorient that people break out of. So with that change, I really think that I can still play this class effectively the way I like to play, the way I like to play before, which is Magicka based with a little bit of stamina in the mix. It feels like a good playstyle for me, and I didn't have to change much of my abilities, and the Shade is even more powerful, and so is the Fear. So PvE, I think the Nightblade took a big hit to damage. I think every class, to be completely honest with you, took a big hit to damage. I don't think it's just a Nightblade. Like, I'm not able to put out the same damage I was able to in the past. So don't think if your class is the only one that affected. It really changed the whole meta of the game. And I can still survive pretty well on my Nightblade, which is what I love about the class. My Dragonknight, you know, I have to rely on different things now to be good with him. But the Nightblade Shade, God, that's fun now. No activation cost? I love it. And I don't know if I'm going to go Vampire anymore on my Nightblade. Just because I have basically a Bats, if you will, on my other bar. So we'll have to see how that works out. But so far, really enjoying the Nightblade. Hopefully I don't die. Oh my god. What? Better fear him. Look at that guy's running away. Oh my god, it's so awesome. Douche. And Soul Tether. Oh, I died. No. That was going to be an epic Soul Tether, too. Oh, 15k? Bro, what's up with that? Where is that damn archer? Good God. I'm going to nuke that guy's face off. So, I'm excited about the Nightblade. Still a little squishy. I only have 18k health. So, you should be around 24, 25. And I haven't played around with the gear on this guy, so I am definitely a little squishy. And that's the case with anything in light armor. I think you could make a really awesome bursting Nightblade medium armor build, but I haven't really worked on that yet. I still like the magic side of things. I'm still going to use magic for a while until if I feel that it's just not viable, then I'll switch. But for magic, for me, is where it's at. Get away from me! Oh my god! Fear! Look at Fear. Fear is so awesome. No, you're chasing me. I'm gonna die. Not so fast. Once that Soul Tether pops, you guys will know it too, man. It's just so fun. Boom. Fear him. So, the Nightblade is fun. I like it now. I honestly think it's probably going to be best to go Stam Nightblade. I need to figure out how I can maintain my stamina without blocking all the time. Like, you really can't do the old I block infinitely, life's good thing anymore. You really can't, because your stamina just goes too fast, which is good because it changes the meta of the game. You have to light attack in between, especially with the Nightblade to charge your ultimate. But now this ultimate has 125 cost. That's sick. It's basically your get out of jail free card as a Nightblade. Alright, let's try this new ability now. Get some more stamina regeneration for this bossy boss. Boom. Let's see if this crits. Yep. 5,000 crit on a cheap magic cost is not bad at all. So it's, in summary, what I'm trying to get at is the Nightblade still feels powerful. It still feels fun, and that's what's important. So if you're a Nightblade lover, you know, is it going to be the best class in the game anymore? I don't know. It still feels fun. So I don't think the Veil of Blades nerf will completely change the landscape of what it is to be a Nightblade. I really don't. I think it feels more sneaky. It feels more Nightblade-ish, if you will. Meaning, you know, I can sneak around and just nuke people. You can't probably kill people in 2 shots like you used to be able to, but that's probably a good thing for the rest of us that are not Nightblades, who do not like getting 2-shot. Because I know I don't. But look, Soul Tether's up every like 10-15 seconds, so you have basically, if you're light attacking, you have that good get out of jail free card every 10-15 seconds. And I keep Deathstroke on my bar as kind of like a, oops, wrong button. I keep Deathstroke on my bar kind of so a good ultimate generation tool as I'm nuking like ads. And it seems like that in combination with the 100% crit, boom, it's working really well now. Now I don't know as far as if it knocks me out of stealth every 5 seconds like people hate. boom, and that new ability hits like a truck, the Assassination's Will. I took the other more for stamina regeneration just because I am playing Sword and Shield and using Invasion quite a bit. But I like the Nightblade. I think the downside of the Nightblade now is really their ultimate for PvE is lacking. And they're really going to have to, my opinion here, they're really going to have to focus on stamina to produce high damage. Now you can still do the funnel health cripple thing. Debilitate got a buff, I like that. But the way I play it and the way I play it in PvP, it's still fun for me. The Sap Essence still keeps me up. I like the Soul Tether change. Make sure you're light attacking kids at home. And with that new ability, the burst that comes out of it is just so powerful. So I need a lot more time to play with it, but I still think the Nightblade is one of my favorite classes in the game right now. It feels like it's more stealthy than what it does. So, and for me, I played the Nightblade dueled last night for quite a while, and I got smoked once and like beat a couple. But one guy burst me down like a couple seconds on my Dragonknight. And the other guy, you know, I nuked him down right away. I don't think he was as good. And we redueled and it was kind of like a tie. So, in summary, the tricks the Nightblade have got a buff. So if you like the shadowy image, you like the mass hysteria playstyle, Nightblade still rocks. If you really like the ambush, nuke him in 5 seconds thing, you're probably not going to like the new changes. But for me, I like the trickster type thing, using sword and board, being sneaky and elusive, and look at the new animation. That's awesome. The new sneak animation, and being a vampire with concealed weapon, look how fast I sneak. So finally the Nightblade feels like a rogue type character. It feels stealthy. So this has never been a better time to play a Nightblade, especially if you work on those skill line in the world. Where is it? Reduce stamina cost of sneaking. You combine that with being a vampire. Dude, Nightblades are where it's at right now for sneaking around, doing that sort of stuff. They still hit pretty hard. Honestly, I think in the future, the best way to play the Nightblade will be stamina. Stamina with a two-hander. I really think so. And that's what we're kind of testing right now. So, my opinion on the Nightblade is it's really good. So keep playing it if you like it. We are in Kodala on the Templar, the walking gods of Elder Scrolls Online 1.6. Man, I love the changes to the Templar. It's really strong. It's really strong. I wanted to kind of come through Cardella and show you basically a little PvE instance so you guys could see with my little builds kind of what I used in 1.5, what you think is the strongest. For me, you can play it a bunch of different ways, but look how tanky I am. I mean, this thing is amazing right now. And I haven't even used the finisher yet. Which is, boom, you're gone. It's just crazy, this finisher. Boom, vaporize, you're gone. And you're gonna be gone soon. I mean, dude, Templars are crazy powerful. Like I said, they are now the new walking gods of this game, and it's about time they got a buff. I think the one thing about the Templars I do not like is that it is too powerful, the finisher is. It starts like at 50%, and it just kills everything. With that being said, I think the Templars got the buffs that they need. Dark Flare hits like a truck now. I think that's a great change. I just don't want them to be too powerful, where essentially everyone's not a Dragonknight anymore, everyone's a Templar. And that's what I could see happening. After I kill this little booger. Here, you want a Dark Flare? Where's that archer that's nuking me? There you are. You want a Dark Flare, don't you? Boom! Little booger. But yeah, wow, if you're excited about the Templar, I mean, you're just like a walking god, man. Like, it feels like the old Dragonknight to me. It feels like the old Dragonknight I could YOLO in, just like never die type thing, and do whatever I wanted, and just, now I have range. I have range and DPS with the resto staff. That's how powerful the changes are in this game now for Templars. If things don't change, it will be my class, because with the changes to Dragonknight Fossilize and Standard, I have like no healing debuffs. Now the Templar has the best healing debuff in the game, Dark Slayer. It doesn't stack anymore, so it's just too powerful. It's just, I love the changes. and it will be my class. There's no doubt. I don't like the Radiant Aura change, where it's not 80%, but I understand the need for it, because it would just be too powerful, so I totally get that. But I mean, you saw me on my Dragonknight, it's still pretty powerful, but man, this guy is just, he's on a whole different level. And we're not going to let this damn archer kill us. Where'd he go? There he is. Puncturing sweeps. Look at that heal for puncturing sweeps, dude. It's just... puncturing sweeps, it's like a truck now. There he is. I mean, I'm just wrecking everything, dude. It's fun. It feels like the old Dragonknight. It feels like the old Dragonknight. Like, the Dragonknight is now the poor man's Templar. Because now, Green Dragon's Blood, Dragonknight, Self-Heal. Awesome. Now you have Templar Breath of Life. Okay, that's a push. You used to have Fossilized to basically CC and heal debuff, kind of. It was heal regeneration, but it reduced their Magicka and Stamina generation. Dark Flare got reduced cast. It hits like a truck. Now you got Vampire's Bane Reflective Light that adds 20% critical, and now you have a ranged execute channel. Wow. Yeah, Templar, dude. It has ranged DPS. The Dragonknight doesn't. I have to rely on all my upfront, up close and personal, or a staff. I mean, I can do ranged DPS doing dual wield. Doesn't matter what staff I have, what weapon I have, because my class abilities rock now. Not to mention that you got instant cast on Power of Light. So I just think Templar is in a really good spot. The finisher is too strong in PvP. I don't know how they can change that. I think if they make it start at 30%, lower the damage just a little bit, it would be reasonable. Because if you play PvP right now and you're not a Templar, your kill stream will just read Radiant Oppression, Radiant Oppression, Radiant Oppression, Radiant Oppression. That's all it is. So the Templar build, I probably will be working on Bubble Trouble or some instance of that for PvP. And I will be doing every class. I'm not giving up on any class. But I just need to figure out what fits my playstyle before moving forward. Because I want to have fun, and I want to feel powerful, and I want you guys to feel powerful. No, this isn't probably the best spec in the world or whatever, but I'm going to keep talking to PvPers, keep talking to PvEers, and get their... What are they doing that is helping them? Because it's been a struggle on the PTS for me. I mean, I hadn't had a lot of time to do this like I normally do, because I've just been, you know, so busy with the website. But what I have noticed is the way you DPS has significantly changed, especially with structured entropy. That's like the new awesome skill that everyone should be using. Not to mention Meteor is super badass. Look, so I'm doing one ability and getting like 4k damage on a PvP build. That's the Templar. I mean, you saw it. I took every class through here. You saw it. I took every class through here, and this is not an optimal spec. Dude, if you play a Templar, now is the time. This is an amazing time to be a Templar. So hopefully these changes stick. At least the nerf, if the nerf happens to the execute, I still think there'll be God mode in 1.6. I really do. With all the changes, especially with cleanse and healing debuffs, Templars are going to be sought after. We're on the Sorky Porky in Kardala again, showing you kind of what this looks like in equal footing. Sorks are awesome. They are super powerful in PvP. Yesterday, dueling, I think, Glorified Gaming made me look like a complete noob. I had no idea like what I was doing, and he just absolutely smashed my face off. So thank you for that, Glorified. Not really, but he really highlighted the power of these pets, being able to self-heal and sustain, using Daedric Curse, using Conjure Ward. I think it's a fun, interesting build. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that go, I don't want to use pets, I don't want to use pets. And I understand that. The crit surge morph definitely hurts, but it's just a new way to play the game. And I know it's not perfect for everyone. Personally, I don't like using pets, so that's not my particular play style. But you have to realize, like, the way to heal and survive now is through your pets. It's all about getting these wards up. When your pets die, they give you health or magicka back and sustain. And the Storm Atronach is now like God mode. It just nukes everything. Boom. Uh-oh. See, I'm about to die. Get my wards up. Life's good. Clan first down. That's why I get targeted. So I really like the Clan Fear and the Summon Twilight. I think I'm going to do the health on the Summon Twilight and then the Clan Fear to explode and do a CC once I get this tuned up. But yeah, I mean, I look like an absolute noob. I mean, he absolutely just destroyed me. I couldn't reach him. I couldn't kill him. I couldn't do any damage to him. And then what he would C-frag me like that for 10k here and there and just absolutely wreck my world. So Sorcs are in a good place. If you don't like the playstyle, totally get that, but try it out. It's fun. It's new, definitely. And the animations have never looked cooler on a Sorc, man, I'm telling you. Let's get our little guy out here. And so this is just like a new perspective. I mean, forgive me, I haven't played this 10 million hours, but when I did, it was a lot of fun. Oh, my Twilight's gone. That little archer's hit my face off. And Stormy. Man, Stormy is powerful in PvP, dude. I got nuked so many times by getting just destroyed by people just using their Stormy and also just hitting Hardened Ward over and over, Conjure Ward, and Daedric Prey. God, I'm out of magic. Come on, Warlock. You put Daedric... Look at that. Daedric Prey on that guy? Vaporized. Daedric Prey? Vaporized. Dude, man, I'm telling you. These... like, the Necromancer build is going to be for real in this game. And look at the animations, too. You put the... Doesn't that look cool with those wards? I mean, Sorcs are kick ass right now. They got speed, they got pets, they got burst, man. They hit like a truck. If you like that playstyle, that wizard like warlock running around nuking people, dude, try the Sorc out now. It's never been a better time. PvE, I don't know. I got the most damage just tinkering around, like, you know, not optimal gear and stuff, but I got the most damage on my Sorc. That doesn't mean really anything. I'm sure there's other people that have better results on different characters and classes, but for me, Sorc was the easiest to get high damage, just using crystal frags left and right. The animations have never looked cool either. They just hit like a truck. Boom! Come on, Stormy. God, these animations look cool on the Sorc, though. So this is usually the hard fight in the dungeon. Let's see how it goes on a Sorc. Oh, that's the guy that always kills me, huh? Boom! Emperor Palpatine! Ah! Oh, my pets, where are they at? Pets, help! Help me! Bar switch, please. Oh, I can't switch because that's not on. There we go. Get my Twilight. Nuke. So yeah, make sure you switch bars when you have the Palpatine burning going. There we go. Negate got a nice buff too. Suppression field's really nice since allies take reduced damage. So I like that. Your overload's really good, but I always forget to switch bars, so it's probably not best to use that. But yeah, Sorcs, man. If you're a Sorc fan, I love this type of play style. And boom. Stormy's about up. You know it's going to get real when Stormy comes up. There's Stormy. Oh, dude. Stormy is so awesome now. Look at him, dude. He's just... Look at that. With that curse on him. He's just ripping people, dude. Look at that damage. Wow, these pets are so powerful. Even with Stormy gone. Get my curse up on them. Oh, they're doing a lot of damage. And Crystal Frags. Boom, that hit hard. Look at these explosions. I mean, for good God, the animations look cool on the Sork. They did some good job on the animations. Oh, man! Wow. That's the Sork. So, if you like bad classes, you need to play the Sork. Are the character select screen talking about each class, top to bottom, what I like, what I don't, and where do we go from here? I think the strongest in PvP for my playstyle right now, and this is like what, day 2 or 3 of the PTS, is the Templar. I think the Blazing Shield did get nerfed, but the added range and boost in damage along with the execute makes it awesome. Yes, Radiant Aura went away, I get that. I like the Templar a lot, especially with Vampire and using bats here and there. Really, really fun. I think number 2, most powerful and most fun to play is a Sork. The pets are really fun to play with. Now, I don't like always having the pets. Yes, Crit Surge got nerfed, but if you saw me going through that dungeon and using Streak and Crystal Frags and my pets, Daedric Curse, it's a really cool, fun, fast playstyle. I think Sorks are going to be awesome in PvP coming up. Number 3, Dragonknight maybe? Dragonknight and Nightblade, it's dependent. Dragonknight, I think, got a big nerf. The standard of Might 250 cost with the ultimate change was like a shot in the gut. However, the Furious Leap, or Take Flight, I think is the new Dragonknight, basically ultimate you have to use every 5 seconds. The thing I don't like about the Dragonknight now is that Fossilize doesn't have any... The Fossilize has a great stun, but there's no inherent way for a Dragonknight to do a healing debuff besides using Standard. Standard is just an area, so someone's going to dodge roll out of it. So for like one-on-one small encounters, you really have to rely on someone else using a healing debuff, i.e. the Templar. So, Dragonknight to me is a lot of fun. I'm not giving up on it by any means, and I still think it'll be a great playstyle. I just think that it got brought down to a normal level, especially with Reflective Scale doing only 4. And I might have to go medium armor doing the Butcher to actually produce a lot of high damage. Either way, Dragonknight's still fun. And then the Nightblade. The Nightblade, I like personally the playstyle. I don't think I can YOLO as much and go in there and just kill everything and nuke things in 2 shots. But, on the other hand, the utility got a lot better. So the Mass Hysteria, the Shades feel a lot better. Soul Tether, it's a low ultimate now that heals you for every enemy it hits and it stuns. If you like stun and gun, try a Nightblade. That's what I think about all the classes. They each have some room to improve. Remember, this isn't live yet. This is just 3 days in my initial reactions on the classes and playing them. So where do I go from here? Now it's time to move on to the champion system, do the justice system stuff, and kind of find out the champion system in detail and how you can customize your characters. So I feel I'm at a good point where I can kind of be productive in PvP with these new builds and not get nuked like I was on day 1. Thanks for watching, and let me know, what are you guys experiencing with the classes? Did I hit it? What do you think is the best? What do you think is the worst? And as always, thank you for watching.